Stocks on the deep, we have TGL, TWG, CETX, WHLR, GURE. These stocks were on the move as of Friday and Friday the 5th and yesterday the 8th. Okay, TGL down a modest 3.94%. Okay, contracting expansion that reached the highs of around $88 as of Friday the 5th. Okay, so current price is now $19, but it seems to be reversing that the downward the correction seems to be reversing it. You can see what we have here is this. You can see this orange line. It's the market grid. It gives you an indication of the range the stock can trade within. You can see down here it has actually pivoted. The trajectory is now more to the upside. Okay, but in any case, the range of values we have, the range of prices we have, this is the top of the range and this is the bottom. The bottom has a negative value. Obviously stocks don't trade in negatives, but it gives you an indication that the stock is referring to a fractional price, some really fractional price. So it just gives you an indication. It may well return to the upside and go ahead and maybe attempt to retest $88, but at the same time as well, you can see it has crashed all the way down to $19. It may also well continue to trend down, may reverse the direction and go on to test the lows of 13.33 or even 8.6. So the extrapolation seems to be suggesting that it's going to be a consolidation, and the 40 period moving average on this 4-hour chart seems to be validating that, or seems to be moving in that direction to ensure that a contraction is affected. So it's, in other words, it's saying that the stock is expected to trade within the space that is now narrowing as the 40 period moving average rises, but it may expand, and then the stock may have the freedom to go on to retest lower lows or previous lows. But I really can't say if this is what's going to come out. This is what will happen. There's no certainty to this at all. So yeah, it's pointing to so many days ahead. The odds on margin of error is very high. Okay, so as things stand right now, projections are saying 14.04, so there's ample room to the upside. You have seen already has $88 already that I printed. I don't think there's any fresh news. Treasury Global has revised its revenue outlook for 2026, aiming for a growth of 1,500%, driven by expansion in the FinTech and digital asset sector. It had a couple of halts yesterday. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. TWG down 52.75%. Contracting the expansion to that took it to the highs of around 26.99 yesterday, the 8th. Okay, let's see what we have for TWG. Yeah, here we have the extrapolation saying that it's going to be a consolidation after from midday, from the close of today's trading sessions. It might be a distributive contraction. The 40 period moving average is expected to rise and moderate that contraction, but it may not hold. This is the same pattern we have on TGL as well. It may not continue to succeed. It may not that contraction may not it obviously can't last forever. Okay, so it's a distributive contraction. It is expected to play out, especially towards the 12th of December. Okay, projections, do we have any here? 5.79 is a downward projection, but we have the market grid. It has a range of prices. The stock is expected to trade within, you can see, between 1.72 and 284.88. So it is currently at 10.11. So it may well go ahead and even test the lows of around 7.51, 4.45, 1.72. If it cools all the way down to the lows of around maybe 1.72, an opportunity might arise. From from around 7.5, then it begins to the opportunity to buy the dip may begin to improve. It doesn't mean that if you buy it that you're going to succeed at all. These are just based on what has happened. It does not mean, it does not guarantee any success at all. So, but it's good that we have this grid here. It gives us a range of prices. If you think it has cooled off enough, it has shared over 50%. Yeah. Given that its intraday high is just 26.99, you may well continue to print lower prices. So I would have actually say expect even lower prices. But at the same time, it could also reverse this trend and zoom off again to test previous highs. But we'll see. CETX, yes, down 21.56% yesterday. It equally printed in an intraday high of 20.56. Yes, low float as well. CETX. Yeah. Here the extrapolation is more of an accumulative contraction, at least from Thursday. The 40 period moving average is also rising to contract that expansion. So expected lower prices expected to remain in place at least up till midday today, the 9th. Okay, projections are currently saying 3.32 down projection, but we have the market grid here as well. It's what is it saying? Between 10.21 and 1.91. So lower prices may still continue to print as well. It may go ahead and still test the lows of around 1.91, and if it gets to 1.91, it may still go even lower. So I can't really say for sure where it's going to, where it will rest. Where pivot will occur. But we'll see if they don't find any other catalyst. If they don't find any other stock to pump, who knows whether they're going to come back to these ones. CETX. Do you have any news for CETX? Yeah, halted and halted and halted. So that's also another risk that they may be dealing with. They may be facing, or you may be facing if you get involved with them. WHLR, okay, down 14.14%. On Friday, it reached an intraday high of $7.95. It is now almost down 50% from those highs. Yeah, okay, it's been contracting since then. Okay, so the extrapolation is saying that it might bounce and hold it up till Thursday the 11th. So all in all, it's just saying that it might be volatile from now up till the 18th of December. The 40 period moving average is equally rising, expected to keep rising to contract any to moderate any contraction. Yeah, to moderate it. Contract any contraction, any expansion, as the case may be. Yeah, to moderate everything. That's what it's doing. But that's just an extrapolation. No guarantee that is exactly what is going to happen. Projections are saying 5.09. The market grid is here as well. Gives us a range of prices between 5.48 and 3.03 on its 1 hour chart. Let's see whether we have anything more. Let's see what we have there. Yeah, okay, they're pretty much the same thing. Yeah, projections here saying let's see what we have. Okay. Okay, yeah, a lot of okay. Yesterday it was halted once. Yeah. GURE down 11.62%. Yeah, it had its own expansion on Friday the 5th to the height of around $26. Yeah, that contraction is equally in place as well. Let's see. GURE. Okay, yeah, it's been contracting that expansion. Yeah, an accumulative contraction is expected to play out going all the way towards the 18th of December. But for now, lower prices are expected up till an hour and a half before the market opens today. So it's expected to remain volatile with an accumulative bias, that is with a bullish with a slant with a slant to the upside. Okay, yeah, market grid here is giving us 6.14 and 3.88, a much more tighter grid. Okay, so yeah, because the contraction has it seems to have yeah, it seems to have closed in enough given the tight range we have here. Yeah, because the stock has actually, yeah, we can see now it's currently trading at 4.5, 4.57. So it has actually done a lot of contraction. Yeah, it has given up almost 80% of all the gains it ran up. Yeah, yeah, almost 80% of them. Yeah, it's giving it up. So the market grid is now getting narrower and narrower. The range is also tightening. Okay, yeah. So these stocks, caution is still warranted. A lot of them are still very much they're still very hot. They're still hot. So they all pretty much falling knives. Okay, so caution is warranted as well. Okay, so let's see how all of these will turn out. Okay, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.